friends. Welcome to Story Behind Podcast. This is the show for people who love hearing a good story and who believe the world could use more positivity. We're the team behind GodUpdates and God2, and we hope these weekly short stories will brighten your day.
Beloved young college student remembered by fellow students after DC plane crash. Written by Julie Provost, read by Julie Provost. On January 29, 2025, American Airlines Flight 5342 collided with a Black Hawk helicopter while flying over the Pontiac River. All those on board perished, including a young college student, Grace Maxwell. Grace, 20, was a junior at Cedarville University, a Christian university in Ohio. The Wichita native was majoring in mechanical engineering with a minor in biomedical engineering. She would have graduated in 2026. Grace was on the plane, flying back to campus after attending her grandfather's funeral in her hometown. On the Friday after the crash, fellow students and the Cedarville community remembered the college junior. They came together to sing, pray, and mourn Grace. During the assembly, Dr. Thomas White, Cedarville's president, addressed the students. Even in the midst of our grief, we stop and we say, her name was Grace, and it was Grace for a reason. Grace's friends also commented on who Grace was and their relationship with the young woman. She would just love on you because she was the most caring person, one of the most caring people I've ever met, says Aspen Scheibot. Riley Blair shared that Grace loved playing games with them for hours. She loved it so much, and that's one of my favorite memories of her, Riley said. Her friends clearly thought the world of her and miss her dearly. She was a really close and dear friend of ours and a really bright light in our lives, Aspen added. Already, the unit feels so empty without her. In addition to her studies, Grace was a regular on-air personality on the campus radio station and planned to attend the school's mission trip to England in the spring. She was also a gifted writer and a member of a student organization dedicated to creative writing. Laurel Brown, another friend of Grace, shared about the last time she heard her on air. Grace talked about her grandfather, her feelings about grief, and how much she missed him, but she also knew she would see him again in heaven one day. Grace loved Jesus so much, and she overflowed with positivity and encouragement, Laurel said. She was a wonderful, caring friend and could light up a room with her laugh. It was just infectious. We pray for Grace's family, friends, and the Cedarville campus as they mourn the loss of this beautiful young woman. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18.
The ship's drifting out of control. Get out of there now.
What happened? His cord snapped. Some called it impossible.
Okay, Dave, I don't know where I am.
Others call it a miracle.
Son, no, he's not.
Focus Features presents the inspirational true story.
I got an idea.
That kept the world breathless.
This isn't working.
You can do this, buddy.
Starring Woody Harrelson.
Now!
And Simu Liu.
I'm not losing a diver today.
Last Breath, based on a true story. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters this Friday.
If you're looking for some inspiration and encouragement, I would love for you to check out Words of Life, the Salvation Army's 15-minute weekly podcast. We kicked off the new year with an incredible series from Natalie Runyon, worship leader, pastor, and founder of Raised to Stay.
What I learned in that time was that what felt like exile was actually an exodus, that the Lord was pulling me out of something to prepare me for something new, and how I responded in that season mattered.
And starting February 23rd, we're joined by professor and author Dr. Craig Keener. He dives into some of the miraculous cases explored in his latest book, Miracles Today. And he shares his journey from atheism to follower of Christ.
One of the things when I was coming to Jesus I had to reckon with, Christianity doesn't rise or fall on Christians.
Yeah.
It rises or falls on Jesus Christ.
Listen to Words of Life on your favorite podcast store or visit wordsoflifepodcast.org.
Girl who died before the 6th grade still inspires others with her message of love is everywhere. Written by Hallie Wells, read by Julie Provost. A Tigard, Oregon elementary student who died before entering 6th grade is still inspiring others with her message that love is everywhere. Holly Bruno would be a senior this year, celebrating graduation and adventures to come. However, Holly died from soft tissue cancer in 2018. Though Holly is not here with her classmates and friends, a group of Tuolti Middle School students honor her every year. Tuolti Middle School is part of the Tigard-Tulian School District in the Portland metropolitan area. Tuolti teacher Emily Dean leads a group called Tuolti Care Alliance. She shares with KOIN 6, "We really wanted to find a way to keep her spirit in our group. The awesome kids of Tuality Care Alliance raised $1,000 in 2024 and donated those funds to Candlelighters, an organization that helped and supported Holly's family as she battled cancer. Holly's mom, Heidi Bruno, was there when the group presented their donation to Candlelighters. She greeted the group, recognizing a few familiar faces, and said, "I think this whole group started because some of Holly's friends wanted to remember Holly." Serena Farzi, a member of Tuality Care Alliance, explained that the group raised the money for the Candlelighters primarily by doing photo booths at school dances, during lunch, and on holidays like Valentine's Day and Halloween. She enthusiastically shared that they were doing winter crafts, which is an activity that they did the previous year as well. TMS student Kennedy Kame shared, "We have the shared sense of pride for the accomplishment we made with raising all this money for such an incredible organization." A representative from Candlelighters assured the students that their donation is a tremendous help. Candlelighters helps about 350 families each year, and each of those families, like the Bruno family, has a child fighting cancer. While her loss is incredible, Mrs. Bruno finds comfort in knowing that Holly's life has impacted hundreds of people. Heidi shared, "Obviously, I wish she was here, but this is a way for her to live on through these kids." Miss Holly wrote the words, "Love is everywhere" on the whiteboard in her hospital room. Clearly, she expressed love through her struggles. What a courageous little girl she must have been. Years after her passing, her love and legacy is experienced by those she personally knew, by the kids who grew and gained compassion while raising money for groups like Candlelighters, and by those families that will be touched by TCA's most recent donation. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Colossians 3:12.
Thank you so much for listening to Story Behind Podcast. We're really glad you joined us for this week's story. To see photos and videos that may have been referenced in this episode, check out the links in the show notes. And if you enjoyed what you heard today, subscribe to our podcast, and please tell a friend about us. We'd also love it if you'd rate us and leave us a review. It really does help more people find us. Story Behind is a Salem Web Network production.
The ship's drifting out of control. Get out of there now.
What happened?
His cord snapped. Some called it impossible.
Duncan, Dave, I don't know where I am.
Others call it a miracle.
Son, no, he's not.
Focus Features presents the inspirational true story
I got an idea.
that kept the world breathless.
This isn't working.
You can do this, buddy.
Starring Woody Harrelson
Now!
and Simu Liu.
I'm not losing a diver today.
Last Breath, based on a true story. Rated PG-13. May be inappropriate for children under 13. Only in theaters this Friday.